Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Take the under, take the Niners and lay the points. Easy money, right? Easy money. That was a bit of whatever. It was NFL, so I guess it wasn't a dud, but it wasn't the greatest NFL. If you're a Niner fan, you're woo. If you love you some Christian McCaffrey, he tied Jerry Rice's record for consecutive games with a touchdown. Niners are better than a beat-up Giants team, and for a while there, the Giants tried to play with them, and I give the Giants a lot of credit for having guts and playing. They're just at where they are now. They're just not equipped to play with that club. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. Ho! It's the opening drive. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal. Jeff Simieta, JJ Buck, and Derek Charles. Dante, what is it? Devontae?
Dave Chappelle.
That's right.
Something like that. I don't know.
That's you. What's up?
What it do?
All right. What's going on over there?
It was kind of a dud last night. 3-3 into the second. Then they pop off a couple touchdowns. It was kind of if you're not a 49ers fan, it wasn't terribly entertaining.
When is the Giants in primetime not a dud?
Always. Always is.
It is.
Yeah. And we keep, there's teams we keep putting on primetime. And I know everybody's you can't put the same teams on primetime all the time. Because sometimes they got to play on Sundays, I guess.
We'll get them right back the following Monday night for awesome. Seattle and New York Giants.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Monday Night Football. This one, it's hard to really dissect everything offensively for the Giants when 4 of their 5 offensive line were not playing that game.
No, it just wasn't
They had
fair.
zero chance.
Yeah.
But it also, on top of that, as much as we talk about running backs, the whole conversation was they have no shot either without Saquon Barkley out. That seems like, okay, that's a pretty valuable dude. If I'm Saquon Barkley, I understand the ankle injury. It's unfortunate, but I'm putting that on my resume too.
All right, if Saquon Barkley's in there, what's the score?
But against that defensive front, all they had to do was rush 4 and drop back, and there was nothing for the Giants to do all night long.
29 yards rushing for the Giants, 150 yards of total offense, period.
My goodness.
That's it.
That you don't see that in the NFL.
No, 150 yards. In contrast, the Niners ran for 141 yards. So all right,
Giants
I'll
might
play your
as
game.
well have been playing a bye game.
Yeah, yep, I'll bite. So the score with Saquon Barkley is what?
Not much better because of the offensive line.
That's right. So put that on your resume all you want, but whether he was there or Matt Breida was carrying the ball 4. They ran the ball, runs to the running backs 8 times all night. Now, granted, they only ran 44 plays. They only ran 44 plays in a whole game. In contrast, the Niners ran 76. Utter domination. But okay, I'll play the game. So the resume says, well, Saquon wasn't there, and they only ran for 29 yards. So if he was there, would they have ran for 38?
47.
Yeah, that would have made a big difference, huh? Well, you should pay that man $20 million more for an extra.
Well, that was the talking point all week going into that game.
I know. Well, I 100%. Yeah, and the reality is, the reason that they had no offense is because their whole offensive line was gone. So who's more valuable, the offensive line or the running back?
Offensive line.
Right. That's who gets paid. Like I get it. I love that you're on that train and that you are the agent to the running backs.
Yes, I just want these guys to get guaranteed money, not 4 or 5 years. That's not realistic, but 2 years, more than double a franchise tag for each year.
More than double, so
short.
More than double would be $25 million a year
plus. No, I mean guaranteed over 2 years. So I'm like
25 per or 25 total.
25 total, so more than pushing over that of guaranteed money because life is short when you're a running back.
Yep. I didn't catch this yesterday on the text line because it came in at like 9:54. Can I read one to you?
Absolutely.
I'd just like to say that DC is really good, knowledgeable, and articulate. Totally agree.
It's the best listener out there.
I don't think you're wrong.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's actually something nice, first of all, on the text line, which doesn't happen, and
Very
it's
rare.
about you.
Well,
that's good.
awesome.
And I totally concur. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, JJ, I was going to ask you. I heard Sean Alexander, former Seahawks running back, talk about this on Rome probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. He threw it out there that maybe you have a base salary, maybe it's $3 million, $4 million, $5 million, whatever it is, and then you have a sliding scale based on statistical factors for running backs. What do you think about that possibility, kind of as a standard contract for running back?
Goes against what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I think that's tough because you could still be a good player and be out of the game plan.
Yeah, what would Nick Chubb get paid this year?
Or, it just could be a factor where you could have an elite guy on a bad team and he's not hitting those factors, and then he's like, you need to give me the football. I'm like, well, we can't really do that right now because on our offensive line. No, you need to give me the football. And I just don't think that would benefit a football team.
It certainly would feed into a whole lot of me, wouldn't it? Because I got to get the ball to eat, right? And I get it, and I think the common person's going, yeah, dude, pay a base, and then give bonus on performance, which is kind of how the world works. In that profession where you get broken in an instant, what does Nick Chubb get? What does Saquon get?
I feel like he threw it out there that in cases of injury, and especially going on IR and season-long type injuries, that there would be some kind of a supplement, some kind of a bonus in there, or some kind of a payout that would address that kind of situation.
So they would all have a base, or they would be tiered?
And he didn't go that deep into it, so I don't want to speak for him, but it sounded like it would be sort of a base that was, things like veteran status, how long he played, if you're a rookie, things like that.
I don't know
would
how
be
you
tiered,
do that
but
just for one position, right? I mean, how do you not do that for left guard? How do you not do that for middle linebacker? Free safety.
I mean, maybe it starts with running back and goes from there.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden it's a socialist system in a capitalist world. I mean, right? It's totally what it is.
I mean, that you are right. You make a point with that.
Yeah, I just don't ever see that. And then what's Pat Mahomes making? So he's making the same base salary as Deshaun. Well, that's all right. He's already doing that. As Brian Tannehill. He's making the same base salary as Sam Howell. Or Jordan Love, who's been in the league, roughly the same amount of time. Well, but he'll make his money on incentives. Well, then he gets broke and he's making the same money. I like where it's coming from. I just don't see it happening. I don't know. That's just me.
Well, coming from a former running back, you can see that he's looking out for his guys. And I thought it was interesting, but I kind of lean towards you as well. It's a very difficult thing to pull off, especially with all these variables.
Yeah. All right. I think the biggest news in the National Football League yesterday came kind of out of the blue while you were going through your day. As you were just going through your work day yesterday, and you maybe checked your Twitter or got an alert that Trayvon Diggs was out. Trayvon Diggs, the Dallas Cowboys star cornerback, season-ending torn ACL in practice. It was a one-on-one period in practice. He was then spotted on crutches. And look, I don't. You know what my first thought was? What was the surface? Was it grass or turf?
I find myself with that same question every time I'm hearing about an injury now, which I never did before.
I never did either. What if it was grass and we don't care? Oh, well, then never mind. But if it was turf, oh, see? I honestly have no idea. And I know that shouldn't be my first thought because this young man is brilliant as far as a defensive back. And it's a huge loss for a defense that was so insanely dominant in games 1 and 2 that should continue to be really, really good. But they're ranked 1 in yards allowed and points. And since he came into the league in 2020, 18 interceptions, which is tied for the most in the NFL in that time frame. This is, I don't want to say devastating, because I think the defense is good enough that they can win losing that piece, but this is insanely significant.
So it says the Ford Center at the Star. That's their training facility.
Right.
It's a 12,000 person stadium. Basically, they do high school sports there. It is synthetic.
Okay. All right. They also lost Pro Bowl center Tyler Biadasz. Is that how you say it? Biadasz? Hamstring. Thursday's practice. Is that because of the turf too? This is big.
I don't think it's wrong to say people want to play on grass.
No. I that's where my mind
and
goes.
people are going to get hurt on grass and turf.
Yeah. I'm not telling you that it's because of
Your hamstring is going to get pulled regardless of what surface you're running on.
Significance of this for the Cowboys, because I think this is real. Now, I don't think this makes them less of a contender. Just makes them a little less dominant defensively. Do you guys, I mean, do you think this is devastating to the point where, I don't know if I think they're the best team or this one of the best teams anymore?
I think where it hurts them is the conversation for being the best defense overall. They still have Micah Parsons on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And Micah Parsons is going to make life in that secondary a whole lot easier for those guys. Stephon Gilmore becomes your number one cornerback. It shifts some things on the back end, because maybe instead of the way you were playing, they're talking about Dallas, how they were able to have two islands out there and then help other places. Will shade to over is your second cornerback now. And so it just changes things like that up on the back end. That's still a good defense. It hurts them from potentially being like a historical defense, because they're going to give up a few more plays on the other side. But it doesn't, to me, change where I think about them in the NFC. I still think that is a team. And when we talk about Philadelphia, San Francisco, the Dallas Cowboys are right there. Go play in an NFC Championship game.
All right, Cowboy fan, get in. 505-246-0610. That's how to get here. 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animal phone line. It is also the Sports Animal text line. Your emails will come in at Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter or X or whatever your thumbs desire, it's _ JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, you can watch our show on ProView Networks, their YouTube channel, on Comcast Channel 26, and on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Adrian produces for you there. We got to talk about the weather. Is that going to play a difference for the Lobos in Massachusetts? You bringing your rain gear?
Have to get my poncho.
You better get some rain gear. Hopefully they put it in that truck that drove across the country. When we come back, nothing to see here. Justin Fields isn't pointing fingers. Nothing to see here. Look, him and the offensive coordinator are hugging. Move on. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for last night and Sunday night and Monday Night Football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Nothing to see here. Quarterback who, when asked what was to blame for, or what was the cause, or why was he robotic and not playing like him, said the only thing he offered up, there wasn't any, well, it's this, and this, and this. No. The only reason he offered up was could be coaching. But he's not pointing fingers. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Devontae Carlito. Yeah, actually, it's kind of a fun little game. I'm not gonna lie.
I like it. I do. I am not offended one bit.
We could just go different. It's kind of a fun little game. All right. So your GM is Ryan Poles. Here's why you know that there's a whole lot more than, well, there's nothing to see here, move on. Because he held an impromptu Wednesday or Thursday press conference to talk about his quarterback. I don't know. Do you know who the GM of the Pick Your Team is that didn't hold a press conference on Wednesday to talk about their quarterback, or on Thursday? That's everyone. Did John Lynch hold a press conference to talk about Brock Purdy? Did the Rams hold the quarterback?
John Lynch talked Wednesday
about
Brandon Ayuk,
about
and the status of the health of the team.
All right. Do you have to talk about his quarterback?
He did not.
Did Les Snead have to hold a press conference this week to talk about Matthew Stafford? Did Jerry Jones? Well, yeah, he always does. That doesn't count. So there's an issue. Ryan Poles, Thursday morning, he is the general manager of the Bears. And you saw what Justin Fields said, or you heard what he said on Wednesday, and then retracted it. After asked, why are you playing robotic? Well, it could be coaching. And then came back and said, you never would come out of my mouth that I would blame someone else, seconds after it did. Quote from the GM, no one in our building is panicking. Nobody is flinching at any situations, not our owner, not our president, not our head coach, none of our players. Everybody is focusing on solving the issues we have so we can become a better football team. And they went on to say, no one in our locker room thinks Justin Fields is a finger pointer. Okay. Everything's calm now? Everything's solved?
No, I think that there's a lot more people outside that organization that are offended at Justin Fields. And I think Ryan Poles coming out had a lot more to do with the Allen Williams story than Justin Fields. Like, Justin Fields is going to be the focal point, but when there's reports of your defensive coordinator's house was raided by the FBI.
And they took the hard drives and
That, to me, is more about the panicking stuff. Like, deal with it. You said something in the media. You're grown men in the NFL.
Yep.
This isn't high school football. This isn't a Division I locker room where you're going to be like, oh no, everyone is going to break and hit the transfer portal. Like, if the offensive coordinator Justin Fields can't figure it out, then none of them are made to be there.
Well,
like,
the offensive coordinator will go.
Yeah, like, I'm zero into that's going to break this team down.
Okay.
The other stuff, I really do believe, while Justin Fields is a focal point, it was more to show that, hey, we're good here. We got a lot of issues we got to deal with. But Chicago Bears, nothing wrong with Chicago Bears. Now, our former defense coordinator, let's just not associate him with us anymore.
You know, there's a swell I heard late yesterday and even this morning coming in of people telling me how Justin Fields is going to play really well this week. That they're going to have a bounce back. And I'm like, really? They're playing the Chiefs. Their defensive coordinator just got raided by the FBI. Now he's not their defensive coordinator anymore. And they had to spend the majority of the week explaining their quarterback's comments. If everything football coaches tell me is true, where it's about focus and about discipline and we got to worry about, then tell me how they're going to be better this week playing the Chiefs.
I think you understand the NFL, there's a lot more things pulling at you regardless.
There are.
And even when you create a mess.
And you
like
did.
Justin Fields did.
Yeah. So you think they're going to play better this week?
I don't think they're going to play worse because of what happened.
Okay. I
don't have high expectations for that offense at all right now.
Whether they play better or worse, I don't know how we attribute it to anything, right? I mean,
that's all we're talking about, is that's going to be a problem.
But somehow, tell me why then. All right, then take it out. What you saw the first 2 weeks, now they're playing the Chiefs.
Oh, I don't buy it at all.
Why is there a swell of people telling me he's going to play a lot better? Not that they're going to win, but that somehow this is the week he figures out. Is it because they let him go beat Justin Fields this week? Is it because there's design runs? They let him get out of the pocket? Is that kind of why they broke through the ceiling and, you know, the unsaid was finally said, and as bad as it was and as ugly as it might have been, the message was sent. Now maybe they had this, okay, maybe we'll let him run. Is that, I mean, do you get why all of a sudden there's a swell? All right, this is the week that Justin Fields plays well because he's playing Jeff in fantasy football.
Fantasy football might have something to do with it. There's a lot of people that are very optimistic just because of fantasy, but we say it kind of off the cuff, but there could be a little of that going on. I think also just the general optimism after last year, they're kind of like me. They saw something greater than maybe what was actually there and don't want to let it go. I don't know, because I don't see him coming back against the Chiefs personally.
Yeah, I'm not ready to dump him either, and he's still a young quarterback, and he's still got to get better. And if it's the system's not working for him, and if they're trying to rein him, and you know, I've seen a bunch of articles how the Bears have broken, and you said this the other day, right? They broke Justin Fields, right?
Yeah,
something you said, and I don't know that I think you're wrong, But so all of a sudden, after everything that went down this week, all right, this is the week. Yeah, he's gonna. Okay, but why? And that's where I'm a little. I'm going to tap the brakes a little on it. And they're playing. I mean, you got Chris Jones in the middle. The Chiefs gave up 7 points to a way better offense last week in Jacksonville. 7, right?
Chris Jones looked like he was.
He didn't miss a beat, did he?
Not a beat. He could get to that quarterback anytime he wanted, it seemed like.
I guess I don't understand it. But I'll watch it, and I'll sit here Monday and go, okay, now I get it. Because every time I think I have something figured out in this league, I know I don't. This time I don't think I have it figured out, and I'll be proven right. I don't. So this is the greatest league in sports, isn't it? That's what's, I think, why we love the NFL. Yeah, you love watching dude gets hit. You love watching dudes get hit. We love the violence and the intricacy. But I think we love the fact that we just don't freaking know. The improbability, the unpredictability of this game, the majority of it. Like, we all knew what was going to happen last night. But we're going to go into Sunday. Like, we're going to do a 3-for-all later. You're 0-7. You're, 2-4. I'm 3-3. I'm not proud of 3-3. It's hard. Right? I think that's kind of why we love this game so much, no?
Well, it's the unknown and the fact that we spend 5 days talking about it. Whether you don't get a bounce back the next day, you're not playing back-to-back. So you're not coming off a bad performance and you can be like, oh my gosh, did you hear what Luka Doncic just said about his coaching staff? But then you come back and Luka scores 50 and they win the next day and it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the NFL, every game is significant. 17-game season, every game means something, period. So you can load manage in basketball and baseball and really anything. You can't do that in football. Yeah. So it's
all right. Well, when we come back, every game means so much. There's a bunch of quarterbacks that you got to worry about. Are they going to play this weekend? We'll go through some injuries and get you through that. And I want to get into Lobo football as well because they're going into the rain. And JJ's going to have the call. Who's got the advantage, UMass or New Mexico? Because they're expecting in the afternoon, 3:30 kickoff there. Around 2 o'clock, it's going to start to dump. And they're getting a quarter to a half an inch. And who's got the advantage in that weather? So we'll get into that next. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, and Devontae Corey on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Sunday night and Monday night and even Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better.
They fly out today. JJ's going with them. It's you and me the last hour today, by the way. So we got to do the 3-for-all, and we got to do the
That's gonna make a lot of people happy though. It's you and DC that last hour.
No, dude, stop. That's not right.
Won't be here to interrupt you.
Stop it. All right, weather in Amherst tomorrow. Rain, mainly after 2 p.m. Game starts at 3:30. With a high, it's chilly, bro. You got a jacket? The high is 62.
Yeah. Might have to pick up a sweatshirt.
Not super windy. 60% precip between 1/4 and 1/2 inch of rain. So you studied, you got your notes, you got your charts. Who benefits, who is at the disadvantage? Lobos or Minutemen in what could be a significant downpour.
This helps the Lobo defense a lot. Because Carlos Davis, his backup quarterback, has started the last 2 games. He threw the football 41 times last week against Eastern Michigan. He's your classic pocket passer. He sits there in a shotgun and slings it around. He wants to throw it deep. And so if it is rain that's affecting how things are going, and you're going to see more ground game in this, I think the Lobo secondary is a bit of a sigh of relief. And then you just got to go out there and tackle. Because running back wise, Lynch Adams is coming off career high rushing, 129 yards against Eastern Michigan. Him, Jakrowski, Merritt for the Lobos, it's going to be, all right, all the carries you can handle, hold on to that football, and see who can win the line scrimmage.
Running game for New Mexico, they've got a bunch of backs. If Bill can get loose, he's slippery, super slippery. All right, so you think the advantage, it helps New Mexico a little bit. Okay.
Especially if they're not pushing the football downfield as much as they would want to in those conditions.
And it depends how much of a rain, right?
Well, yeah.
It's if it's a light rain, you can throw the ball in the rain. And I know playing down in the South, growing up in Tennessee and playing in Alabama, that Dylan Hopkins has played in rain before. Promise you. And so it'll be interesting. But you got a little element to throw into it tomorrow when the Lobos play at UMass. All right, we talked a little bit yesterday, and I want to revisit the relegation conversation. There's been this conversation in regards to college football, more so where the Lobos sit in the Mountain West. And there's still ongoing scenarios. Does the Pac-12 and the Mountain West merge? There's still a conversation. Will the Pac try to peel off the top of the American and the Mountain West? You've got the exit fees that would certainly be a deterrent to that over the next couple of years. Then you had the relegation conversation the other day. And so it's basically 2 leagues. And the bottom team goes down next year the top team in the lower league goes up, and then you had a playoff, and 2 teams go up, 2 teams go down every year. And I know we have this conversation. I know it works in soccer and European soccer and other stuff. And I really started thinking about this yesterday, and it's 2 leagues. How does a place like New Mexico, Nevada, not even Utah State, but this is where we are. How does New Mexico play into that upper league on a regular basis? So you're going to start where you start, right? You're starting. I mean, it's where you are. You're starting in the lower league. The teams in this, let's just call it, I mean, one will be the Pac, one will be the Mountain West, I imagine. Let's just go with that for naming rights for night. The teams of the Pac are going to get significantly more money every year. Hence, they're going to be able to build facilities, recruit, NIL, all that stuff. And the teams in the Mountain West are going to be, it's going to be just like it is now. How is a team going to consistently get out of the Mountain West and get into the Pac-12? And that affects everything else now. If we're talking about basketball, we're talking about everything else. And you're supposed to play on a level playing field in basketball and softball and baseball. I understand the concept, and I appreciate people thinking out of the box. But as you start carving through this thing,
because you're not supposed to make it out regularly.
So basically, it's a haves and have-not league. But we're going to play them all together in basketball and everything else, and say, okay, this is everything. But so this is what you're suggesting on football, but yet somehow play them all together in basketball, and it's going to be even in basketball. How's New Mexico then going to be consistently good in basketball when they're competing against schools who are making way more in football, hence that money's trickling through the athletic department?
How are they supposed to do it now if you want them to get to
now they're on a relatively even basis with the teams in their league.
Mm-hmm.
But then you're saying make this league a 16-team league in basketball, but 8 of them are making way more money.
And facilities are important.
Yeah.
But what's more important? Your collective or facilities? Like right now for Lobo basketball.
Yeah.
What you could be talking about would be more the travel perks, things like that. They're coming in the athletic department. Coaching salaries would be affected. But collective isn't supposed to be affected by that stuff.
So you think that's enough to pull them out of the bottom?
For basketball, yep.
Consistently?
Yes.
Okay, I disagree. And we won't know until we see it. I think that puts
I don't think if it was the way it is now.
Yeah.
And just we'll talk about Oregon State and Washington State.
Okay.
Because the Lobos' 2 best players went to lower Power 5 schools. And this is when we think about
football?
In basketball. Because you're talking about
So you're talking about Josiah going to Nebraska and
No, I'm talking about Jalen House and Jamal Mashburn.
Okay.
They left Arizona State, Minnesota.
That's right.
Come to New Mexico.
Yeah, I don't know that flow continues, but now why would they go to New Mexico instead of San Diego State or New Mexico instead of Boise State or somebody who would be playing in that upper division?
But that's only if it's split for basketball.
Right. So I think for basketball, and there was conversation about that.
Well, the initial proposal from one of the Boise State people it was just football.
Yeah, and I know it's morphed into I don't know where it's going. I don't know if they're doing relegation
split,
at all.
Then you have a problem. Like if they split basketball, then I'm with you. I don't know how you do that.
Okay, but
even if they do split basketball, why would you pick New Mexico? Because if they're giving Jalen House, Jamal Mashburn $200,000, and the Aztecs are like, yeah, we won a lot, but we still have this like $2,000 per player thing.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that. And that's where we are right now. So you think that model is sustainable if they go to the 16-team league in basketball, but they split it to the 8-team relegation model for football, and so and I don't even know what the difference. Should we say there's going to be a $10 million difference? Is that a fair number to start playing with? I mean, I don't even know what the numbers are going to look like, but let's say there's a $10 to $15 million difference in your athletic department going to San Diego State, Oregon State, Washington State, Boise State, Fresno State, whatever. Their basketball teams are going to get better. And is the NIL model, this collective, sustainable Because you're right. That's where we are right now. Collective wise, what Kurt has done with 505 Ventures, or is that what it's called?
Yes, 505 Sports Ventures.
Okay. What he's done is remarkable. And they are above their peers in that regard. You're 100% right. Is that sustainable? And is that enough to make up the $15 million difference, understanding that money goes to the players, the other stuff goes to coaches, travel, facilities. And boy, I think after a couple of years, that starts to grind away at you.
Because I would say, why are any of these guys here now then, when they could be somewhere else that has better facilities and their conference is getting more money?
And that's a really fair question, right? And I think the answer is a number of things. I think the facility is they sell the facility, even though it's antiquated. For them, it's great. For you sitting on a bleacher, it's not, right? But for the players, it's a great facility. It's like to play in. For you and to go walk the concourse, they don't walk the concourse. They don't care about the crowded concourse. It doesn't matter to them. So the facility for them is really good, and it's filled, and the fan base. So that's great. They're collective for their peers. They basically were at a power school and came to a group of whatever school. I mean, I hate the word mid-major. You know, I hate that. And so why not here, right? As opposed to San Diego State. You're right. The collective was a big part of that. 100%. Is that sustainable moving forward? And I
think that's the real question for everyone.
Right.
Is how much people are going to be willing to pay their money just so they can say that they're a part of something.
Right. And you start looking at it and, you know, I mean, there's a reason there's all that football money, man. There's a reason it means a lot. There's a reason. And if there's a big discrepancy of the schools in your same league, you're making $15 million a year more than I am for your athletic department. And so you can pay your basketball coach $1.5 million, you know, more, or $1 million more than I can. And you can take all charters and I can only take half charters. And you guys are eating better. And I mean, it all, you know.
System you're playing in, just not with your league peers right now.
What do you mean?
Because it's to me, it's not.
So you think it's a non-factor?
It's a factor, but I don't think it destroys basketball. Because really, all these teams are at the mercy of their collective when it comes to college basketball right now. Like there's a few that kind of outside of that.
Yeah.
But when you're worried about losing players to school X, it's not because of that television deal.
Yeah.
It's the collective deal.
So you think the collective right now is way more important than any institutional funding?
Yes. For a player, if he's sitting down making his decision.
And I just got a text, and I think this is truth. Mash is here because of Patino. Mash isn't here because he was out recruiting. He came with Richard from Minnesota. Now Jalen's a different story, but
yes,
Jim's right.
They have a great relationship.
Yeah.
But
if Patino would have gone to San Diego State or Wyoming, he'd have gone with him there. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about Wyoming.
What's wrong with Wyoming? It's a beautiful place. You've been there.
It's great to go in and out of.
It's a beautiful place. So you go. I'm going to go back to that. So you think the collective, the money in the collective, is more important than the institutional funding?
About basketball specifically in this model. Right now, yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. I think it's important. I don't know that I think it's more important. But we're going to see. But that's one of the issues as we have this conversation about the relegation model. Let's have that. And it says in big caps, who cares about basketball? It doesn't pay the bills. And I think that he's right. And that's why the football issue is such a big thing. I'm concerned about
you asked the question about them still being competitive in this model.
In basketball.
And I believe there's a way you can still be competitive.
Yeah. But to his point, I mean, it doesn't pay the bills. Football pays the bills. And that's what concerns me about the relegation model and a school like this. Where they are right now, how are they supposed to get up there consistently?
They're not.
And that would be, Now, if the league votes to go there, you know, UNM can vote against it, but they're not going to have a say. That's kind of going to be what they're in. All right, when we come back, quarterbacks this weekend, you got Burrow and you've got Richardson and you got a bunch of quarterback question marks in the National Football League. Let's do the you ready to do Red Zone at 8?
Yes, we are.
All right. So Douglas Cornelius will have that done at 8 o'clock this morning, and we'll do that, and then we'll get you a 3-for-all as well. But when we come back, update on quarterbacks in the NFL and the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
All right, we get Ben today instead of Nick Nee. Ben Gasbridge, their head pro. Nick's got meetings. Playing at his place today. Playing at that beautiful golf course. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and Diego Chuck. You'll find one that you like. You didn't like Douglas Cornelius?
I like them all. I'm being totally honest. I keep it going.
All right, reply to JJ Buck. Jefferson UMass fans are telling me starting quarterback Tayshaun Fumachan will play. How does he know all these UMass fans? Do you know one?
Should be great on the message boards.
Yeah? You expecting Fumachan to play?
No idea.
Okay. That's the quarterback for UMass.
Find out when we look down on the film as he was warming up.
Yeah. All right, here's what we know about quarterbacks. This weekend, National Football League, Joe Burrow is a big deal. That's Monday. Joe Burrow is day to day, and so he wants to get a practice in. Bottom line, he says, I want to throw at least one practice. I got to be part of one practice before I play. So you're not going to know if you got Joe Burrow and your fantasy team. Wouldn't you say I suggest you play someone else because he may not play?
Should have someone else ready.
Yep. Are you seeing anything on Anthony Richardson? I thought I saw something earlier. Do you see something on him?
Nothing new.
Meaning what? He's in concussion protocol and it may not play?
That's what it's looking like.
All right. And then Bryce Young is not playing this weekend for Carolina. You get the red rifle. Andy Dalton is pulling the trigger for the Carolina Panthers. How do you feel about that? That's what I thought. I'm interested. They're playing the Seahawks in Seattle.
Probably get a little bit of a bump from the veteran for a game.
Right? What does that do with Miles Sanders for you?
Keep believing in Miles Sanders.
I know. It's such a bad move on my part. All right. Where am I on clock? All right. Edward, good morning. Happy Friday. You're on the Sports Animal. Good day, sir.
Good day. You know, in the realm of naming Honey Hot Sauce, that real cute
I remember
weather person.
Yep.
And then Frosty Whispers, one of your previous individuals that worked with you.
Who was Frosty Whispers?
What? Say that one more time.
Who was Frosty Whispers?
The New England Patriots fan.
Mike Lamonde.
I saw her yesterday. Saw her at the Ice Topes. Mike Lamonde.
Lamonde, yes.
Sorry.
She was Frosty Whispers.
Mm-hmm.
How could DC be no other than Don Corleone, the Godfather? Right? From henceforth, in this day of our Lord,
Don Corleone.
DC will be regarded as Don Corleone, the Godfather, with his desirable content. How's that for alliteration?
That's good.
Hey, the NCAA football slate, it's pretty good this weekend.
It's really
UMass
good this weekend.
and Hawaii are both giving 3 at home to the UNM Lobos and the Mexico State Aggies. So I think those are essentially picking games. But Ohio State at Notre Dame, that was 8.5 points before the season started. It's down to 3 with Notre Dame and their ruggedly handsome quarterback. Got hit the genetic lottery, my man. Hey, I think Colorado loses their first game of the year. I think Oregon's going to be too much for them at home, but the fanfare will continue. The NFL, real quick. Now, I'm not going to unleash the 5-star picks because they're still coagulated and percolating.
All right.
Chargers at Vikings, one of those teams is going 0-3.
That's
so
correct. That is
you better step up. You know, if either one of those quarterbacks got good defensive play, they'd probably be the top 2 leading candidates for MVP this year outside of Miami's quarterback. That's how good they're doing statistically. Eagles at Buccaneers, we're going to see how good the Eagles are. Rams at Bengals, huge game. And Bills at Washington football team, we're going to find out how good this Washington football team. But guys, Don Corleone, JJ Buck, I have an upset special for you this weekend. I think your Denver Broncos are going to go to the Miami Dolphins, play with desperation, forget all the upheaval in the organization with the quarterback and the head coach, and they're going to pull that upset.
Oh.
Denver Broncos over Miami Dolphins. Hey, by the way, I'm on like my 14th straight day of celebrating the Balloon Festival. I open the door, have a sip of coffee, and look up, and there I have it. 14 straight days of celebrating the Balloon Festival. So I'm here for the people, my friends. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, Balloon Fiesta, a few weeks away now. I got people coming to town. I got to take care of my car. I got to call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Make sure my car. I got people, man. I do. How do you see the Broncos going and beating Miami? You guys into that? Either one of you?
I'm not on that at all. But as you said, this is a league where you always have to take a step back. When you feel that you know for sure, that's when you got to check yourself because you have no idea.
None. All right. Red Zone, we come back. Davis Carlos has put together... well, somebody just called in with Carlos Davis. I'm like, hey, that's a good one. Davis Carlos has put together the NFL's top stories going into the weekend. You'll hear what we think about those, and we'll take your phone calls. A little golf. Ryder Cup's next week. The head pro out at Sandia Golf Club is going to be with us. Looking forward to having that conversation and getting Ben on here coming up at 9 o'clock. And we'll get you a 3-for-all. Man, we got a lot to do. Happy Friday. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and
all right, going into a football weekend. You started it yesterday. You got a lot of football tonight, boys and girls. You got what do you mean, Jeff? You got it on the radio? No. I mean, we got Thursday night and we got Sunday night and we got Monday Night Football here on the Sports Animal. But you get college football tonight, Mountain West style, on your television. You get two league games that have, I think, relatively big significance. Boise State, San Diego State at 8:30. Air Force, San Jose State at 8:30. You get two Mountain West games tonight to sit on your couch and watch, or sit in your establishment and have them put it on wherever it is you happen to be. That's good stuff. All right, you ready to do some Red Zone? It's big topics that Diego Chucky has put together, or Don Cornelius, or Douglas Charleston, or what do you got? Here's a Red Zone.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the Red Zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
We spent a lot of time this offseason discussing San Francisco's elite defense, but what about their offense? It's still early, but the 49ers are on pace to join an exclusive group, the 500-point club. In NFL history, 28 teams have scored 500 points or more in a season. One 49ers team has actually pulled this off. That was the last 49ers squad to win a Super Bowl in 1994. The 500-point club is exclusive. Tom Brady has led 5 offenses in the mix. Kurt Warner did it 3 times with the greatest show on turf. Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers are the only other quarterbacks with multiple 500-point seasons. With 90 points after 3 weeks, will the Brock Purdy-led San Francisco 49ers join the 500 club this year?
So that is averaging 29.4 points per game. Right? And I'm looking through, and I don't see a bunch of great defense. They got the Cowboys and the Browns coming up after next week. I think they fall just short. I think that's a lot to ask to average 29.5 points a game. I think they're going to fall just short. I think they're going to be in that 480, 490. I think they're scoring a bunch of points. I think they go just short.
They come in under 500 points, but the more you watch Brock Purdy, the more you have to believe in him. He did not play well to start that game last night. The Giants were getting some early pressure. His throws were off. He was not on point, but he kept grinding. And this is going to be the challenge for Brock Purdy. Is he ever going to get enough credit for the quarterback he is in such a good system? Look at the touchdown passes he threw to Bell and Samuel. Yep. Those weren't necessarily good passes or off his back foot, but it was the anticipation and where he put the football, which shows me that this dude is more than so many people think about him. And it was an average game, and yet he threw for over 300 yards, scored 2 touchdowns through the air. This offense is going to be fantastic, but just short of 500 points.
Second and goal.
Ready, down, put.
At the beginning of this week, there were 9 undefeated teams in the NFL. The 49ers took care of business last night, so what happens to the other 8? How many teams will be undefeated at the end of week 3?
Well, who's going to lose? It's hard, man. They said you got to look down the schedule. I think Washington loses at home to Buffalo.
Yep.
What else you got?
Atlanta's going to lose to the Lions, I think. I think the Cowboys win. I think the Eagles will be. Dallas will be 1-2. New Orleans, I think, loses to Green Bay. Tampa Bay loses to the Eagles. Who's Baltimore playing? They're playing the Colts, so they win. And Miami beats Denver. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. You got 5? Go with it.
I'm there with you.
5.
3rd and goal.
Jerome Ford introduced himself to the world last week with his first career touchdown on the play following Nick Chubb's injury in Pittsburgh. 3-yard catch from Deshaun Watson. Early in the third quarter, Ford started on a run to the right side and cut back across the field before going 69 yards before he got tripped up inside the 1-yard line. 2 weeks ago, Ford had 8 carries for 12 yards in his career. Before, he'd been around in 2022, but only as a rookie backup and a kickoff returner. Earlier this week, the Browns signed former running back Kareem Hunt after letting his contract expire last season. Despite Hunt's familiarity with the offense, the Browns say Ford is RB1 in Cleveland. Jerome Ford or Kareem Hunt? Who has the better game this week? Who ends up having the best statistical season this year?
To me, it's inarguable this week. It's Jerome Ford. He's your guy. I don't think you bring Kareem Hunt off the street to go up against the Titans defense and say he's better this week. So I think inarguably this week it's Jerome Ford, and I will lean Jerome Ford the rest of the season.
Jerome Ford has the juice. I'll hold off Kareem Hunt. Jerome Ford is going to disappoint all y'all that spent all of your waiver wire budget on him this weekend. The Titans defense is legit against the run. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to look good this week, but Jerome Ford will be a solid value the rest of the way.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Hear me.
The Cowboys and Diggs agreed to a 5-year, $97 million contract extension in July. The 24-year-old was entering the final year of his rookie contract. The number 51 selection in the 2020 NFL Draft, Diggs led the league with 11 interceptions, 2 pick-sixes in 2021, and was named first-team All-Pro selection. He landed his second Pro Bowl nod in 22 with 3 interceptions. The Cowboys have led the league in takeaways the last 2 seasons, which hasn't been done since the 1970s. Dallas is currently the number 1 defense in fantasy football with 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries, and 10 sacks. With Diggs out for the rest of the season, will the Dallas Cowboys defense end the year? How will the Dallas Cowboys defense end the year in fantasy?
Top 2 defense. They're still not going to give up a ton of points. Michael Parsons is going to create turnovers. Do they miss out on a few interceptions? Potentially. But when you look at keeping points down, getting sacks, getting some forced fumbles, that is still a fantastic defense in Dallas.
Yeah, I got them top 3. I mean, there's still Micah Parsons, and there's still DeMarcus Lawrence, and there's still, I mean, they're still them. I go top 3 because do they lose a little something? Yeah, they probably do. But they're done playing the Jets with Zach Wilson, and it gets a little bit more legit for them. Now, it doesn't matter. Like, they get the Cardinals this week. Look out, put up a bunch of numbers. Then they get the Patriots and Mac Jones. But the Niners don't turn it over a lot. The Chargers, the Rams, the Eagles, it gets a little bit thicker. They're top 3. They're still really, 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 really good.
I totally agree. They are so fast, and you're right with Parsons. He can definitely put on some pressure and make up some of those points that you might lose, from interceptions from Diggs. But yeah, they are just so good right now.
Yeah. DC initials, Dexter Conley or Dr. Claw. Yeah. I mean, all of those. You keep them coming.
Dr. Claw.
You like Dr. Claw?
That's Inspector Gadget reference, right?
I believe that to be right.
Nice.
So we went down yesterday. This is correlated somehow. We gave away Extra Yard for Teachers, a program that the College Football Playoff Foundation is doing, and the Isleta New Mexico Bowl is partnered with. And so we gave $1,000 to the principal down at Isleta Elementary School yesterday. And her name is Esther Seuss. And of course, my first question was, is she a doctor? Because, well.
Yep.
And she said, I believe it's March 1st is Dr. Seuss's birthday. And she says, every school she's ever been up, I have a big, so I'm coming. Like every school's a big celebration. And then you start talking about, here I am, I'm at your school. I do not want to be a fool. I do not want to be forced to drool. That would not look very cool. You go into your whole thing. But she was so stoked, by the way. We gave $1,000 to Isleta Elementary School. The reason we do it is because so many teachers, educators come out of their pockets to buy supplies for schools. And at the Isleta New Mexico Bowl, and PNM is our local partner on this, last year we gave 20 teachers $1,000 each on the field. We gave to use in their classrooms, and PNM is back in as our partner again this year with that. But it's to see the appreciation on the teachers. I've done this particular program now for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. We go into a classroom, go to a school on that day, the big day of giving in September to kick off Extra Yard for Teachers. And you've probably seen social posts from all around the country. The teachers are so incredibly appreciative. What it means, you know, I grew up, my mom's a teacher, my brother's in education. I grew up in a family of educators, and so it means so much. But to see Esther Seuss yesterday, just had no idea. Why are you guys coming to the school? Who are you people? And we had one of those big giant checks made, you know, and just everything you would hope. She, oh my goodness! And she was so stoked, and it's like, damn, all right, you're doing something right. And I'm not telling you, you just reminded me on the Dr. Claw thing, and as Dr. Seuss just triggered me in my mind.
You know what though? That is so awesome. That I mean, $1,000 changes a teacher's life.
You know, it's amazing how you don't think it's that much sometimes, and it really is.
Yeah, cover a month of rent, or you know, a month of groceries, or
well, and in this case, it's for her to use in the classroom, right? For to go get markers and glue and scissors and all that stuff that so many of these teachers have been coming out of their pockets for. So just to help them out with that kind of stuff, it's man, it was just one of those feel good. You walk out there and going, all right, man, we like.
That's awesome.
Every day you kind of hope you make a difference. Strauss says all that, make a difference. He yells it at you though. But I love him. But it was cool. It just made me think about that. I don't know. All right. Tell you what, 8:30, we're doing a 3-for-all. Phones are open. I saw you were bringing them during the red zone. You can get in now. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Your emails are coming in. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. When we come back, guess who's back? Back again. Is he looking for revenge? Broncos up against one of their former head coaches. There's a bunch of them. One of their former head coaches this weekend. You miss him yet? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. In the morning, Taco Bell keeps it toned down and simple, like the breakfast.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today. If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
People say 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
You'd come back in. I thought you'd come back in with a little Eminem. Guess who's back? I guess they're going to see him, right? They're going out there. Opening drive, Jeff, JJ, and Dickerson, Charlito. I'm going to run out of them, man. I got to pull like all the name lists, right? It's more fun just doing it organically. Diego Carlito. All right, 505-246-0610. So, Edward's a caller that calls in the show every once in a while. He just called and said Broncos over the Dolphins. I'm like, really? All right, I don't see it, but then you get the revenge factor. Your old buddy Vic Fangio is the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins. He's your former head coach if you're a Bronco fan. He was asked about it yesterday, and he said he doesn't have any desire to get revenge. Quote, I really don't. Every game we play in this league is equally important. I enjoyed my time there. There's still about 15 or 16 players, and I still wish them the best, except this week. Those storylines are juicy, but they're not as effective as you think they are. End quote. You buy that it's just another game for old Victor Alfonso Fangio?
No. It's never just another game.
It's never just another game.
I think Big Fangio is going to be very excited to attack Sean Payton, to go after Russell Wilson, and show that this Miami defense is going to be one of the reasons why the Miami Dolphins can be AFC Championship contenders, because they're going to need it, because Jalen Waddle is a giant question mark. They're probably going to keep him out because he's still in concussion protocol at this time. You got Tyreek Hill. Now it's time for the defense to shut down lackluster Denver Broncos offense.
You believe it's just another game, Diego Charlito?
Maybe not quite just another game, but I mean, when he was with the Broncos, it was a totally different management team, ownership.
Was he an unlikable guy?
He was just He's an old school football guy. A big story about him is he went to Shanahan's when he was getting hired, and Shanahan's is a very nice steakhouse. The guy orders a cheeseburger. You know, he is a football guy.
Football guys like good steaks, though, don't they? Where's Shanahan's?
It's kind of in DTC off 25.
Is it over there?
Yeah. Oh, it's nice.
All right.
It is real nice.
What does Shanahan know about steaks? He just put his name on a really good steakhouse?
Yeah, he knows how to get $300 for him.
That's what he knows about him. No, but I took JJ. Was that the first time you ever was one of those big, like, really nice steakhouses?
Yes, it was.
Can I tell the
Back in
story?
Vegas.
This was years ago, though.
It was like one of my first Mountain West tournament trips out there.
So this was years ago, and we were some of my buddies afterwards, and we were going to a steakhouse.
12, 13 years ago.
And it was a long time ago. Right, and JJ was young, and we were on a budget, and my buddy was getting comped the place. He's like, yep. I think there were 4 or 5 of us. It wasn't a big crowd. They're like, well, yeah, take JJ. Let's go to dinner. So we sat down to dinner. And we ordered up a round of drinks, and then JJ opened the menu, and his eyes got as big as saucers. Like, oh, he's like, I can afford like half of a side of mashed potatoes. Like, don't worry about it, dude. You know, and it was $80 a steak, and then you order the side, right? Whatever it was. I mean, whatever. And I'm like,
some asparagus, please.
Yeah, like, can I have 2 stalks of asparagus? It was good though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great.
But yeah, it was. I'm like, dude, it's taken care of. Like, he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, it's covered. Like, you're good. Have whatever you eat, man. Eat something. And it was. Yeah, your first time in one of those places. It ain't Sizzler now.
Oh, it's intimidating when they don't tell you the price.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the commercial that goes on? Market value, or whatever. What's market value? And the woman's looking at his date's looking at him.
What market?
Yeah,
I think that's the insurance company.
Is that what it is? It's so good. All right, well, that's what you got. I don't see it. I don't even know what the spread is on that game. I will find it for you.
6.5 points.
6.5 is interesting when they start getting thick. I mean, all the games. They're mostly close. You like the Broncos at 6.5 going on the road?
I do not.
Why would you?
I think Miami is so good. When they're talking about MVP and Tua, I'm buying it.
Why don't I think Miami's putting up a bunch of points this weekend? Like, why would I not think that? All right. Do you get breakfast yet? You going to get a sandwich to take on the plane?
Absolutely.
JJ's jumping on the charter going with the Lobos to Massachusetts, and he's calling the game this weekend. Shane and David are here. It is your sweet deal, and it is Jersey Mike's. What's up, fellas? How you living?
What's up,
Good morning.
Okay. You guys good?
Yeah.
Hey,
Great,
first
man.
of all, thank you for breakfast again.
Absolutely.
I opted for the
What'd you get?
turkey and provolone.
Turkey. Good.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Sounds
sir.
about
Is that a good one?
Number 7.
What do
Absolutely.
you
Should have got
Sounds
the club
about
stuff,
right.
though.
I didn't
You
see
shoulda
club.
got it.
I picked the.
So
I
you
didn't,
already ate it,
first
yeah.
one was ham and provolone. The second one was ham and provolone. Third one was turkey. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with that.
Good.
Like, I didn't see that was an option.
Too many options, but
Well, that'll be my next one.
everyone showed up.
What
right
if I grab 2?
away. Like, it's time. Jersey Mike's is on his
Is it all right that I gave the gentleman who was the janitor, the gentleman who was cleaning in there? I said, hey, grab one. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
I didn't want to give away your
Absolutely,
grub.
man.
All right, we got a
Should
sweet
get
deal
'em too.
for you. This is look. Let me just. I don't like telling you what to do. I'm going to suggest. How about that? I will never tell you what to do. But if you want to get in on the sweet deal for Jersey Mike's, get in at 9:00 because at 9:04, 9:05, these things are gone.
They sell fast.
Quickly because this place is so good and you love it. You go to our website, sportsanimalabq.com. 9:00, click on the sweet deal icon. I'd get there a few minutes early. And then for just $25, you get $50 worth of the goodness that is
What a steal.
Jersey
What a
Mike's.
deal.
Well, it
I
is kind of
like
is a
Jersey
steal. I
Mike's.
mean, when you get
It
free
is.
money, it kind of feels like you're stealing,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And it's $25 worth of free money.
Absolutely.
All right, you got catering, you got football stuff going on,
So
you
that's
got a
funny that
new
you
location.
say that. We're actually feeding the Lobos
When?
this morning.
So is that you're going to eat that on the plate?
Double the jersey.
You doubling your Jersey Mike's?
We talked to the coaches, right? We're like, only way to take the win, you got to go Jersey Mike's all the way, and you'll see the result. Look what happened.
So they're feeding you on the plane.
New Mexico
Double
State
sub.
last week
How about that?
had Jersey Mike's.
New Mexico State did?
Yeah.
You fed the other guys and they won? Look at you guys. What they have? Like, how do
they
you
got
do that?
the memo? Life changing.
Do they put in their order?
Yeah.
Do they put in their orders, or you just make them whatever you want?
Yeah, so they give us a call a couple days before.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey,
All
David, we're
footlongs?
coming into town. What can we do?" We're like, "Say less. How many people? 100 plus, 200 plus. We got you guys taken care of.
So good.
And
they
the
won.
result
Thank
was,
you. And
what
they
was the
won.
result?
It was 27-17.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch on TV?
I did.
It was. You didn't?
I was there.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was too. Did you watch it?
No.
There. It was pretty.
My son
good.
was
a good game.
It was actually really fun. You guys are opening up another location down in El Valle Sud. They get a new
South
location.
Valley, baby, we coming.
Valle Sud. See?
Rio Bravo and Coors.
Right on. Right on. So that means, what are you up to, 7?
No, this will be 10.
11, 12, 13, 14.
We're up
Hut
there.
hike.
We're
How many?
getting up there.
This will be our 10th location.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Which is the busiest one?
Probably
So-
Los Lunas.
Is that
or
right?
Santa Fe.
So Los
They're crushing
Lunas.
it.
Because there's only one there, and
They're
here you get
crushing
to
it.
spread
Santa
it around.
Fe's, they're coming up.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's my favorite sandwich these days? What's like the one that's going out the door like crazy?
Oh man, that original Italian. Let me tell you,
The original
Green chili
stuff.
Philly too.
that green chili Philly is where it's at right
Now
now.
it's
It's the
starting to get
season.
colder out. You know.
Did you order? What are you gonna eat
There
on the
you
plane?
go.
Whatever's there.
I'll tell you what. There's no bad choice.
It's all good.
No, I've been there, and there's no bad choice. What's your football team?
Dallas.
All right, why you say it like that?
Dallas.
Like why you have to almost
Because-
like you have to
Cowboys,
apologize.
baby.
You both are Cowboys fans?
It's
I was
coming.
born there. What do
We
you
are
expect?
coming.
Why do you be like Dion? We're not coming. We're here.
We coming.
You want the shades?
Yeah.
You can put them on.
I need the shades.
The shades. We ain't coming. We're here. All right. Here's the deal. Your sweet deal. And go see our guys, man. Shane and David are here, and they brought us breakfast. We're super appreciative of that.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you
you
for
guys.
that.
Thank
You know you love them. They're life-changing subs.
Life-changing subs,
And
baby.
look, when the Lobos win on Saturday, it's going to
gonna
be
be
because of
sandwich.
Jersey Mike's.
Because of the life-changing sub.
You know,
Let's
back in
go,
the day,
Lobos.
what was it? It was Mike and what was the character on Mars? It must be the shoes.
Oh,
Must
Mars
be
Blackman.
Mars Blackman. It must be the shoes. It must be the shoes. Mike, it must be the shoes. It must be the subs. It must be
Absolutely.
the subs. Sweet deal. Hit our website, sportsanalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon. Do it at 9 because at 9:05 they gone. I promise you, they
Real quick.
gone. You get
Real quick.
$50 worth of life-changing subs for $25. It's good to see you, boys.
too.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you.
When we come back, do a little free-for-all on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Evergard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
AM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Get some breakfast? You did?
Yes, I did. It was very good.
Which one did you get?
I got the ham and provolone.
That's a good one.
You know what? It is a great one, actually, because sometimes when they bring us food, you think it's going to be maybe a little better than you get in the restaurant, but this is the same thing you get at the store. It is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Don't forget the sweet deal. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Boy, I sure hope, says Sid, with you talking about charging questionable business expenses to the New Mexico Bowl credit card, like letting Mr. Buck Grubb, that the auditors of the... it wasn't me who paid, right? I told you it was our buddy who took care of that. Yeah. Hope you that the auditors of the Guild of New Mexico aren't listening today. I hope they are. They all my expense reports are clean, man. You can audit everything you want. Look, man, let me just tell you something. You learn where you play around and where you don't. It ain't worth trying to screw around with my job. And I answer the Walt Disney Company. My expense reports go through ESPN and Disney. I don't play around with that. Just so you know, I don't play that game. Surprised hearing JJ. I figured he'd be on the plane by now as he's a fill-in voice headed east. We're less than 30 minutes from post time. Yeah, JJ's out of here in a few. He's out of here in a few. So we got to do the we got to do our 3 for all here in a minute. Howard, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal.
Good morning, guys. I think we need to start implementing a policy on the opening drive of drug testing callers because I'm not sure what the heck Edwards thinking about the Broncos over the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think that's fair. DC, can you handle urine samples as well as everything else you do?
Yeah, we'll just have to do that. I have to do that for some of my employees, so I think we need to get Edward get him in to take a drug test.
I think that's probably right.
So,
all right.
But anyway, hey, when you start talking Vegas and steakhouses, oh, I love Oscars and a rib cap steak, man. Oh, that's some good stuff. Now you got me wanting to run over to the store and get a ribeye and throw it on the grill real quick.
Yeah, let me know what time do we over. Get to, and I'll pay for them. I'll be
there. You go.
All right. Enjoy the weekend.
Talking about the Cowboys, I don't think we're going to drop off a whole lot. I think we may give up a player or two here and there, being missing Trayvon Diggs, but the addition of Stephon Gilmore was good. And I think that defense is still going to be solid. We're still going to be right there in the race. So,
yep, I promise
keeping
you
my
will.
fingers crossed, guys.
You guys will be just fine. Thanks, Howie.
Later, guys.
See you. All right, let's do. Let's go. Let's do a little three for all. We're just looking random, just not a lot of time spent. This is just to show you how hard betting is in the NFL. We're going to take 3 random games against the spread or take the number. Going into it, JJ is 2-4. I'm 3-3, and Derek Charles got a bonus loss last week. He's 0-7. All right, what's your first one, JJ? What do you got?
I will take Detroit -3 at home over the Falcons.
All right. What did I write down as my first? Just so you know, what's my first one written down?
Lions.
All right, we're both on Detroit -3 over the Falcons. Who you got?
Same game, but I'm going to take the over 46.5.
Over 46. That's a good one too. Over 46.5. Detroit at Atlanta. All right, my second one. I'm taking the Steelers +2.5 Sunday night at Vegas. I'm getting 2.5 with the Steelers at Vegas. DC, what do you got?
I've got Saints at Packers. I'm going to take the over of 42.5.
Saints, Packers over, what is it? 42.5?
Correct.
That's easy. Well, Saints aren't scoring points.
They are not scoring any points.
Yeah. All right, over. All right, what do you got? What's your second one?
Well, because you think you know, you have no idea.
That's right.
I'm going to take the over in Cleveland, Tennessee. It's 39.5. Give me the over, some fluky touchdowns.
Okay. All right, DC, what's your third?
Colts at Ravens under 44.5.
So you went no spreads. You went all numbers. Colts, Ravens, under? Is that what you said?
Under, correct.
All right, what do you got as your third?
I will go Jacksonville -8.5. Like, it's now or never for this offense. As much as we love Trevor Lawrence, like, oh my gosh, they haven't been good. And Doug Peterson, they are hosting the Houston Texans. Doug Peterson has said there's no more excuses. Like, they got to figure it out. Missed way too many throws against Kansas City at home, turned it over. It's now or never. Like, Trevor Lawrence, you want to be that dude? Go out there and put up some points.
All right. I will take, I'm playing your game. I'll take the Dolphins. I'll lay 6.5 against Denver. I'll take it. I mean, I just said it, right? We're just talking about it. So, all right, they're in. See how bad we are on Monday.
Lock it in.
Yeah, I had to try a different strategy this week.
Dude, we're just not good at it.
No, I know I'm especially bad.
Well, it's funny. Like, Addie got out of the shower on whatever night was waiver night the other night, and I was looking, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, trying to figure out which guy to pick up, and she's like, "How are we doing?" I said, "Oh, we're 0-2 in all 3 leagues." She's like, "You're not really good at this, are you?" Like, I'm horrible. She's like, "Why do you do it?" I said, "Well, I did win. Like, I did pull a bunch of money out of one league last year. Like, every year I seem to find a way to pull a couple bucks out of one league. I usually come out on top. Somehow I stumble my way into something."
Last year I did cash, but it was the craziest situation where on the last game I was playing against Burrow, one other player, and with them canceling that game, I ended up winning by less than 1 point.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, we donated. It was, everyone was kind of feeling
that was
at
a
that point,
bad
but
one. Yeah,
it was crazy though. Under 1 point total.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, that's my kids. Like, you're not really good at this, are you, Dad? No, I'm not. You want to play it? Like, why do you do it? I don't know. Donation. I'm feeling charitable. Like, what the hell? That's such a good question. Why do you do it? You're sitting here on Tuesday night and you're staring at it. So, yeah. This all right. A payment to teachers to assist their affording buying school supplies for their classrooms is a good idea. Yet I'd have given it all to all teachers at school. Okay. It's kind of what, when we gave it to the principal, that's kind of what we did yesterday, was give it, instead of one class, we've done it to specific teachers, but yesterday we gave it to the principal.
Sorry, you did a good deed. It wasn't good enough,
Yeah,
Jeff.
you did it the wrong way. Actually, we did. We gave it to the principal so they could spread it around the school this year instead of just one class. But I'm sorry, the D wasn't good enough. DC initials for Don Cornelius, Soul Train, Love, Peace, and Soul. DC, Douglas Collins. Otherwise, Dr. Claus from Inspector Gadget, yet Dexter Conley, maybe from the TV show Dexter. Too bad serial killers don't get much love and recognition.
I've got a dog named Dexter.
Do you?
I do. And another one named Seven.
All right. 7.
Indeed.
All right. Adolf, how you living?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. You know, I've given some thought to this Chicago Bears Justin Fields saga. And, you know, Fields, by his own admission, is playing in a robotic manner and is not playing freely. Well, the reason why he's, quote-unquote, playing robotically is because he does not see the field well. And how do we know that? Well, all we have to do is examine the number of times in the Bears-Bucks game this past Sunday in which he had open wide receivers and failed to pass the ball. He did that about 4 times. And the reason why is that he really doesn't feel comfortable in the pocket because he does not, at this point in his career, thrust his arm over his legs. And, you know, historically, running quarterbacks primarily have a higher incidence of being sacked because a lot of times they trust their legs so much that they actually run into the sack on the backside. So, and as we know, running quarterbacks don't have a long shelf life in the National Football League. And I did some research on this, fellas. You know, Justin Fields has had about 43 dropbacks pass the football. And of those 43 dropbacks, he's been given at least 3 seconds to throw the football. And 23 out of those 43 dropbacks have resulted in incompletions or sacks. And an offensive line that gives a quarterback 3 seconds has done their job.
That's right.
If the quarterback does not see the field and holds the ball too long, this results in one of 3 things: interception, incompletions, and sacks.
Yep.
So that's the Justin Fields story from my end. I'm out.
I think it's really good. And so you're putting him in a situation to utilize a skill set that either he doesn't have or he hasn't perfected yet, right?
No one's arguing against that. They know that's the problem. Is it feels like they're doing too much to force that right now, as opposed to finding a balance that works for the offense. And that's why Justin Fields called things robotic, is because when he's saying that there's too much coaching going on, they're absolutely saying you better stay in this pocket and go through your reads, which is fine. But if you're seeing that it's not clicking, it's not working, how do you gradually build that balance? How do you use his athleticism and his special ability? Like, stop talking about getting hurt. Like, Lamar Jackson missed some time, hasn't had the success in the postseason, but he's still a pretty good quarterback. Like, Justin Fields is not mini, dude. The dude's 6'3". Like, Josh Allen's holding up. Like, if you're worried about, well, Justin Fields being the Bears quarterback in 12 years, you're missing the point. It's, can you make anything out of it? And to make something out of Justin Fields, he has to be an athlete. And I think what we're finding out, Justin Fields probably not getting a second contract in Chicago. But you at least want to try to be competitive and compete right now, then you got to use his athleticism.
And it probably doesn't want one there. I mean, it sounds like he didn't want one, but he's got to earn himself a contract somewhere. He's got to get better. He's got to play. But I think everything you said is right, and that's what people see.
Like, Adolf, he's on the stats, but I think the stats are showing they are trying to do too much with him as a passer.
I think that's right. All right, when we come back, Saudis, sports washing. Yep. And it will continue. Oh, yeah, we're doing that. And we're profiting from it, and we're not stopping. That's coming up next. on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal, your home for Monday night and Sunday night and Thursday night football. Hey, maybe you think your neighborhood is safe from crime, right? I live in a nice neighborhood. It doesn't have, and then a break-in happens way too close to home or even in your place. Call IPS. I did years ago, International Protective Service. That's what they do. Their business is to watch your home, to watch your business 24/7. Let IPS be another set of eyes for you. They provide standing guards, 24-hour patrols, highly trained armed officers. They respond quickly to your alarm. If your alarm goes off, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes. It's just another layer of security, and it gives you peace of mind. It does that for our family. It does that for our neighbors. They've done all kinds. I see them by almost, well, they're there every day. I don't see them every day, but they're there every day. I'm out picking weeds in the front yard or taking out the garbage. There's Officer Crespin just coming by. They do every day. Call them at 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420. You can go to ipsglobal.com and see what they do. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. In the morning.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Ozera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us, and my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
The Sports Animal.
Good that you got it, because if he was going to take off without a hoe,
give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare.
You're gonna get a sea level hoe here later. Jay just leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when he'll be back again. Oh no, he hates to go. Jay just got the call tomorrow on News Radio, KQB, and Global Radio Network. He's leaving with the team. Last segment for you this week. Big week for you. Have fun. Good call.
Thank you.
And give him a listen. How's Puka Nacua? Why is he questionable, by the way? What'd he do?
Injury maintenance.
Oblique. Didn't practice Thursday. Is he to play, bro?
Same thing happened last week.
All my guys are questionable. Everybody's a question. I guess we're all day to day, right? We're all day to day. All right. Sports washing is a term that kind of, I don't know, surfaced last year, with Liv. And it's trying to wash away your humanitarian misgivings. I think that's too kind of a word. By look what we do in sports and we're good. And it's the Saudis and the Live Tour and buying up stuff. It's not stopping. So Mohammed bin Salman is the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. He did an interview with Fox News that aired the other day and flat out said, I don't care about allegations of sports washing that you're making against our country. Quote, if sports washing is going to increase my GDP, by way of 1%, then I will continue doing sports washing. I don't care. End quote. Now, the PIF, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, has been aggressive all over the globe. Highlighted, of course, by the creation of LIV. Critics have accused them of basically laundering Saudi Arabia's image to the rest of the world. The prince says, quote, 1% growth of GDP from sport, and I'm aiming for another 1.5%. Call it whatever you want. We're going to get that 1.5%. They don't care. As much as you want to yell and scream and moan and cry, they don't care. Do I have time to take Rudy? Because we got the golf, but I've got San Diego Golf at the top, coming up at the top of the hour. All right, I'll figure that out. How do you feel about this? And not that it matters how you feel, because he just told you we're going to continue to spend our money and we're going to own sports throughout the world.
Why would you think they'd even care?
I never did think
like I know the question. There is no question. Everybody else might care about things and human rights and this and that, and they don't.
They don't care, and they made it very clear. And here's the deal.
And there's no way you can stop it because it's money. It's billions of dollars.
That's right. So if they want to pick your NFL team, and an owner's son, now it would have to get through the owners, but the money's coming in. You got something. Do you care where your money's coming from? You might sit here and tell me you do. But if someone's going to give you, I don't know, you've got a franchise and somebody's going to give you $1 billion and this guy's going to give you $1.8 billion, what are you taking?
The extra zeros.
The extra $800 million? He doesn't care. All right, we're going to get you a golf tip when we come back. Go out to the beautiful San Diego Golf Club. Talk about the Ryder Cup, which is next week. I had a buddy, I was in a meeting the other day. He said, well, I'll be out of town next week. Where are you going? Go to the Ryder Cup in Rome. I've run into like 3 people from here who are going to the Ryder Cup in Rome. Hey, can I get a New Mexico Bowl shirt? I'll represent. I'll try to get it on TV. Maybe. Let's see. Is that a New Mexico Bowl, my friend? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today. If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
All right, we're gonna get out to the golf course in a bit. I got my Prime shades. You all right with these? Radio Prime. I'm Radio Guy Prime today. We bought I think like 300 pairs of these for the student athletes for the Isleta New Mexico Bowl. They just happen to be the gold looking. So the girls in the office got me to start wearing these yesterday. Should I wear them to play golf today? I got a tournament today. Playing a tournament, not just it's for the kids.
You make a statement if you wear those. That's for sure.
What's the statement? I'm an idiot? Is that the statement? I'm okay with that. All right, we're going out to Sandia here in a bit. We're going to talk with Ben, who's the head PGA pro, but Rudy's been holding. I wanted to get him on before we do that. Good morning, Rudy. You're on the Sports Animal. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Happy Friday to everybody.
Friday.
You know, we made it through the week, right?
Another day. One more day, and then we could say that. Yep.
One more day. JJ's off to Amherst.
There he goes.
Never been to Amherst, been to Boston.
Yeah, good town. Good town. What's up?
But I know what an autumn rainy day is like back on the East Coast. So I wish the Lobos all the luck, carry the rock, and bring back a win. And, you know, I hope people understand, and I've been saying this all week, there's no shame in losing to New Mexico State. Some people need to just give Danny a break and realize it's one game. And let's try to get this thing back on track. And the best way to do it would be to get a win this weekend. So I'm wishing them all the luck in the world. I think they are going to prevail. The last line I saw was we're 3-point underdogs.
Yep.
That's basically a pick 'em.
Yep. Look, got to win games. I mean, that's what it is. And they got to start showing improvement and start winning games. And Danny knows that, and you know that, and everybody knows that. And you got an opportunity to go on the road and get one. And it would certainly swing the momentum of this season. It's a big weekend.
Might as well start this weekend.
100%.
Players just need to step up and get a little more together as a team, and that's what this week's all about. Go out there, make it a business trip. By the way, New Mexico Bowl, hey, thanks for that $1,000. My parents were teachers, and I remember those days.
Well,
you can never pay teachers enough.
That's right.
They're the people that educate everybody and make sure that we all aren't idiots. So, you know, $1,000, some people go, well, that's nothing. I guarantee you, if you're a teacher, $1,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy the weekend.
Sure.
Thanks. All right. 505-246-0610. That's where he came in. All right. Perfect day. It was yesterday the first day of fall, right? The 21st, I believe. Yesterday it's now autumn. And I think the next 6-7 weeks are the best weeks of weather around here. I'll be out at the San Diego Golf Club today. Looking forward to see Ben Gasparich. He's the head professional out there. This segment is brought to you by the San Diego Golf Club. How you doing, Ben?
Jeff, doing good. How are you guys doing this morning?
Good. Looking forward to seeing you out there this afternoon. It's funny.
Yeah.
There's a buzz around golf right now, and I was just telling the story. I was in a meeting 2 days ago, and a buddy's like, "Hey," or the guy I was talking to, and who is a buddy. He says, "All right, well, I won't be around next week." I said, "Where are you going?" Going to the Ryder Cup. It's like the third person I've talked to from around here going to the Ryder Cup. I mean, you got to know people. The Ryder Cup's got a buzz this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, it's a special event. What they've been able to do with it, I think having it every other year kind of brings that extra little special buzz around it. and it being, how much it means to the players. I think us fans, we realize that, and you see the passion that, it brings out in them. And, you hear the stories like with Keegan Bradley and stuff, and how he, how bad he felt that he didn't make the team and this and that. And, it makes it, mean more to them and kind of mean more to us as fans watching it.
And being in the profession, you are a PGA member, you are a pro golfer. This is what you do. How much does the Ryder Cup mean, right? I talked to, and I know a number of pro golfers around here. A good buddy of mine, and I know you know him. He's from England, and it's a big deal to him for their side. How big of a deal is it for you? Is it just a rooting interest, or is it a little bit more?
No, I mean, I think I said it. It's the PGA as a whole, PGA of America. It's their biggest thing they do all year. So I think as a PGA, as a member, it definitely means a lot, kind of more to me just because of that, and kind of how much the PGA gets behind it. I mean, obviously, from a rooting standpoint, USA kind of versus Europe, it's kind of brings that patriotic side out of you, and a little bit of like the Olympics a little bit. But seeing those guys kind of in that team format that we don't get to see very often in the sport, get together and kind of play as one, and play for the country, and how fired up they get, and being kind of an every other year event. It really is, probably the majors are great, and the Masters and all that. I do love those, but it being kind of an every other year event, it really is probably my favorite event that they do on the schedule.
What's a bigger deal, President's Cup or the Ryder Cup? And let me explain to people. So it's every other year. Every other year they do the Ryder Cup. It's U.S. versus Europe. And then the President's Cup is every other year. It's United States versus the rest of the world, non-Europe. So Canada, Asia, everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Ryder Cup definitely has kind of the edge. I think the biggest thing is probably just in the competitive side of it, in the tradition of it, right? It's been around for so long. And then the fact that, Europe has won as many times as they've had kind of in the last 20 years, and how competitive it's been between the two sides, where the President's Cup, great event still. I think it's a lot of fun, and players enjoy that one as well. But I think that with it being a little lack of the competition side there, with the U.S. dominating as much as they have, since kind of the first President's Cup, I think that is what brings a little bit more and a little bit more of that buzz kind of around it, where, really any given year, even this year, you look at the rosters, USA team is far head and shoulders above kind of talent-wise probably than the Europe team, but it's the Ryder Cup on foreign soil, anything can kind of happen, and I think that's what kind of makes it that, step above the President's Cup, and brings, kind of that special buzz and atmosphere to the event.
All right, he is Ben Gasparich, the head golf pro out at the San Diego Golf Club. You get a golf. All right, I'm playing today. It's going to be perfect. I know you got a tournament in the morning. Then we get enough juice in the golf carts to get around for 2 tournaments?
We got you. I'll make sure we got one plugged waiting for you when you get here.
You got the turbocharged one with it goes 45 miles an hour with a seatbelt in the bar. All right, no, I appreciate that. Golf tip for today, or for whenever you're going out there.
Yeah, so something that I think kind of with putting that a lot of guys maybe don't practice putting a whole lot. Kind of with setup with putting that I have a lot of the guys do is a lot of people will tend to be back on their heels kind of when they're putting, not have their eyes and their nose over the ball. So a good tip is, when you're setting up about to hit the putt, dropping a ball or dropping something from, the bridge of your nose, and having that come down on the back of your putter or on top of that golf ball to really feel like you're in good posture and good setup. Because if you're leaning back a little bit and your eyes start playing tricks on you and start hitting putts kind of not where you're thinking you're aiming, and, make it even harder than it has to be. So good setup, and having that nose and that the head right over directly the ball before you're stroking the putt.
So somebody told me for a right-handed golfer, right? Left eye should be almost directly over the ball. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, that's that right. Almost, if the middle of right in the bridge of your nose and between your eyes, kind of right over that golf ball. So almost feeling like you can drop something from that left eye or just right over that nose.
Do you want the ball
come down and hit the back of the putter?
Ball in the front of your stance when you're putting, or in the middle of your stance?
More middle. I think you maybe lean a little bit forward, but definitely want that club kind of where it's hitting that arc is right in the middle, bottom out right in the middle of that stance.
Perfect. What do you got going on at San Diego Golf Club, Ben?
I think, like you said, great weather this time of year with Olympics coming up and tournament season, and we got all the football fans Sunday afternoon, Sunday mornings. We do have the ticket out here at the grill and the patio, so definitely come on and check on that. And great food and a great menu for all the different options out there.
All right. San Diego Golf Club, SanDiegoGolf.com is the website. Everything is there. Go out and enjoy it. This segment has been brought to you by the beautiful San Diego Golf Club. Ben, appreciate your pinch hitting for Nick. I will see you out there. I'll stop by. You give me in the pro shop. I will stop by and say hi today.
I'll be out here.
I look forward to seeing you, and thanks for spending some time with us.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
All right, see you. He is Ben Gasparich, the head PGA pro out there. It is a big deal to those guys, right? I mean, you're in golf, and Ryder Cup's a big deal. It's a big deal. Why are you laughing at me? Is the hood too much?
The hood's perfect. You're getting quite the response.
So people are actually watching this thing, right? So more people than we think are watching on YouTube and on the Facebook and on Comcast Channel 26.
Oh, they're calling. They're letting me know.
What are they telling you?
It's prime time up here.
What are they telling you?
That's just this.
They hate it?
No, they love it. How can you not love this?
Grady said I was pulling it off until the hood. He said now the hood's gone too far. He says it's a bridge too far. I don't know. I mean, I'm going Radio Prime. If you're on the radio, I got the Dion glasses today going with a little hoodie. And if if you're around Facebook, you can check it out. The OD and the AM, it's there. Comcast Channel 26. All right, when we come back, DC and I, Derek Charles, Diego Castillo. I need another D name. You got a good one? I mean, David, Derek, Dwayne. Dwayne's a good one. I'm going to work with some Dwayne Christopher. I kind of like that one too. We're going to reset the NFL. What you got to know injury-wise going into the weekend. Some big stories and why someone thinks the Broncos are going to go in and beat Vic Fangio and the Dolphins. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal. Your home for Sunday night and Monday night and Thursday night football.
Olivas going to the corner of the end zone. Nice grab there by Josh Jackson, and that's going to be a touchdown, El Dorado.
Their strong point, their focal point here.
Nelson will keep it himself for some room on the right side. Nelson's on his feet, and he is in. It's a touchdown for Noah Nelson.
Sliding, and they slid out of going out there. Linebacker, they're going for the big gutter play. How did he hold on to that? Ethan Olguin. My goodness, a 32-yard bomb. He's going to launch this one long, and it's a little bit short, but what a pull down. Fabian Trujillo. Unbelievable, this man.
Dyer, back to pass. Pressure, gets out of it nicely. On the sideline, got an open man. It's Lambrana. Cheeto made one miss. Cuts back up the middle. Another cut to the right, and he's all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Is that Sweet Pete Jr.?
Right?
That's Sweet Pete Jr. right
What
there.
a move there by Cheeto Lambrera.
Second and 1, give it to Gallus. Once again, he evades one tackle, evades two. Breaking into the open, there's a block, bye-bye. And he breaks the last tackle to get.
That's the extra yards for Cheeto. Dyer quickly, it's batted into the air, and it is picked off. Rams football as Rio Rancho finally gets the turnover they need as it's tipped into the waiting arms of Vincente Tafoya. Ryan Brown had punched it into the air and allowed Tafoya to come away with it. Let's see if Nelson can make it pay.
Right
No! LaCueva gets it back.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road.
Wobble on from Aggie fan. He did say that. Look, I've told you this for years. If you're going to play your rival, and it's unacceptable to lose, then don't play. You know what I mean? Like if Iowa beats Iowa State beats Iowa. Like you got a rival. That's what the hammer and the nail's not a rivalry. They meet all the time. They play all the time. The hammer wins every damn time, right? The nail never beats the hammer. If you're going to have a rivalry, they're going to win sometimes. They're going to go on a streak. You're going to go on a streak. It hurts like hell to lose to your rival. It's wonderful to win. You talk junk when you win, but if it's going to be unacceptable to lose to your rival, and I've said this, DC, for years, I know Lobo fan feels like it's their birthright to beat the Aggies. They do. And you've sensed that in the short time that you've been here, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. There's more funding. The Lobos are in the bigger metropolitan area. They've got better facilities. I don't know that I think that's arguable. Right. There's been a superiority, an inferiority complex for the two. It's big brother, little brother. I'm not telling you something that's controversial here. So it's been Lobo fans' birthright in some respect to beat the Aggies. And when they don't beat the Aggies, oh my gosh, something's wrong. We got to fire the coach. Okay. And Rudy said there's no shame in losing to New Mexico State. With all due respect, he's right. Now, it's not fun. I'm not telling you it should be acceptable or expectable or any of that. But if you're going to play them every year, there can't be shame in losing to somebody that you're going to play every year. Don't play them.
Yeah, if you beat them every year, the rivalry goes away.
It's not a rivalry.
Right. It's, and I hate to switch it to NFL, but look at the Chiefs and Broncos. It gets to the point where you lose 14, 15, 16 in a row, and it ceases to matter. The players say it, coaches say it. The rivalries are mostly for the fans, obviously, but yeah, if you don't ever lose, then there's no fun in winning, really.
Yeah. Let's have a conversation, right? Mike told me summer ends tomorrow, Jeff Lou. Thank you. Appreciate it. Actually, Joe Diaz is next, so I can go talk to him about it. Meteorologist. See him over there? You met Joe?
Not yet. I've seen him around.
That's a good dude.
Is he?
Yeah,
cool.
I used to work with him over Big Circle 7. His son worked for me for a while. That's a good dude over there. All right, Grady's in. Big game. Not very good gamblers of the OD and the AM. Good morning. Needless to say, this is a big game for Lobo football this weekend. JJ has been saying for a while that if they lost even one of the NMSU and UMass games, the crowd would abandon them. Well, let's just say I don't think you'll be getting it took too long to get in when I got there 15 minutes before kickoff crybaby texts and calls anymore this season. With that, Coach G and the squad need to 100% focus on themselves and games ahead. The game tomorrow could be the game where they break the cycle of the other shoe dropping. We've seen this movie before. Drop a close game that they could have won, and the wheels come off the rest of the season. It's time for them to make a stand, make plays, and change the directory of the season. They have the personnel and the talent, which is different than years past. Now they just have to do it. This is a big challenge for Coach G and his staff, and they as big a challenge as they've faced since they arrived. Change the mentality and the culture of this team. I'm glad Dakota Canyon, that's you, Dakota Canyon got that hoe in for my man JJ. There's nothing worse than missing out on hoeing and then having to travel across the country. No bleep. Actually going to get out and swing the sticks this weekend. Grady and Santa Fe by way of UNM. Attaboy. You going to swing them this weekend?
It is so nice. I will at least make it out to the driving range. I know that.
I mean, this is ideal.
It's perfect. I got to admit, I'm a little jealous of you getting out to Sandia because I know that place is so green right now.
You want me to call you if somebody bails on our team?
Yes.
Right,
yes, I do.
Mike said ED Prime looking good, Jeff Alou.
I love it. I do.
Is that right?
I do. I will tell you, just standing a few feet away, sometimes I look over, I'm like, oh, what is that reflection? And then I realize it's a sweet pair of sunglasses.
Coming off my shades, man. It's coming off my shades. All
Future's
right.
so bright.
Yeah, let's hope so. Oops, DC. No, we don't have to hit that. Surprising hearing JJ. Figured he'd be on the plane by now. He is on the plane. He's on his way. All right. Where's the help coming from? Says Richard. Jeff, remember last year at this time, Josh Sushan was telling us help was on the way. That JJ's organization was successful at every level but AAA and Major League Baseball. Well, Hartford was the worst team in the league this season, so where's the help coming from? He's worried about the Isotopes. Not sure where it's coming from. I'm not sure. I'm going to give you this one. This is from Dan on Grass. We're talking about the injury of Trayvon Diggs, the Cowboys cornerback who got hurt in practice yesterday. Non-contact injury, right? He says Jeffrey, Juan Jose, Derek Charles. Derek Charles seems to be the go-to. Grass is not perfect either. Remember, it was just 2 weeks ago when Albuquerque's baseball team was in Sacramento and spent the entire series crying about footing because the court had just been resodded the Monday before the series. Nope, grass is not perfect either. The research has shown, and this is where I lean on you a little bit, that more non-contact injuries at a relatively significant percentage occur on synthetic surfaces as opposed to grass. That doesn't mean none occur on grass. Nobody said that. But the data, and it's fairly significant data at this point, shows that there is a higher rate in football of non-contact injuries on artificial surface, correct?
That is correct.
That's all. That's right. So, look, the players want grass. They're gonna get it. Is that fair to say?
I would think so.
Yeah.
The problem is though, if they go all grass and this keeps happening, who are they blaming next is my question. If it's not the grass, then is it the cleat? Is it the shoe manufacturer? Is it the sock? What is the problem next?
Yeah. It's a dangerous game. You are never going to legislate the danger out of football. It's what it is, man.
I mean, that's the whole reason the NCAA exists, because they were going to try and ban football in the early 1900s.
I heard that. Tellus says 0-7. Jeff, this is why I don't get my basic betting advice from the OD. I know Crushed claims that he was hitting at 55%. That may be revisionist history. I seem to remember closer to a third. I agree. Look, when we give you these picks, the point is not to take our picks and go to the bank. In fact, I would almost go against us. The point of doing this 3-for-all that we do on Fridays is to show you how damn hard it is. Like 3 dudes sitting here who talk about this all week who think we know what we're doing. Literally look at the board, say, all right, give me 3 that I think I like, and show you how hard it is. Nobody is sitting here. I've never once said, take what I'm telling you and go to the bank. My favorite bet on the board last week was Colorado laying the points. I would have lost. Right? Every time I don't bet a lot. I won't say never. Very rarely bet. Because I'm not good at it, man.
No, I'm with you. Last time I made a bet it was the Sunday of the Super Bowl. I just had this feeling Brady was going to go and take one from Mahomes.
All right.
Felt good about that, but yeah. I mean, that's 3 years ago.
Yeah, if I'm in Vegas, I may lay a few. I go down to Isleta, and now I'm down there a little bit more these days. And they got a beautiful sports book, by the way.
Do they? Nice. I need to see.
Yeah, you do need to go to that one. Yes, you do. Come down to Isleta with me. But yeah, tell us the whole point isn't to go make money off of us, man. We're trying to show you how hard this is. And I think we're doing a hell of a job of it. Although on the over-unders, I looked at that the other day. I think I'm off to a pretty good start with the win totals on Mountain West football.
I stare at that, but I haven't actually taken a look to see how we're doing. I think we're actually all probably doing pretty well so far.
We were all pretty similar, too. We're all kind of in a really, there weren't drastic differences. All right, so the weather. The East Coast, where JJ's headed now with the Lobos, it's not just weather, it's a tropical cyclone. Could affect the Lobo game and the NFL games on the East Coast. Think about that as you are betting, playing fantasy football. Give you the latest on the tropical cyclone on the Weather Channel next. On 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal, your home for Thursday night and Sunday night and Monday night football.
London.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. The drunk driver hit us, and my wife, and our daughter, they didn't make it.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop.
I am Michael Azera, midfielder for New Mexico United. Clark's support for the United is an example of their commitment to local partnerships. Clark's understands that paying it forward develops a better team and ultimately better community partner.
When you need pet food and supplies,
Clark's is always the best shot.
Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations.
Go United!
ClarksPets.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Tropical cyclone. I'm not even sure I think I know what that is. Do you? All right, so the Lobos are going to play in rain tomorrow in Massachusetts. It's hurricane season. It goes all the way through late November. And you always think, Florida and the Carolinas and Louisiana and even Texas. You don't tend to think of hurricane season affecting what's going on up in New England. That's the opening drive, Jeff, and DC, or Diego Carnivorous Cyclone, whatever. I'm having a problem with the with the shades now. All right, here's the deal. Cyclone turned tropical storm is what's going on. So a potential tropical cyclone. They don't even name these, DC. It's called Potential Tropical Cyclone 16. Sounds like something like in a test tube in a lab somewhere, doesn't it?
A tropical cyclone is a generic term used by meteorologists to describe a rotating, organized system of clouds and thunderstorms that originates over tropical, I believe, water.
Does that sound like a hurricane to you?
Pretty close.
All right. So it could affect a few NFL games. So the system's expected to reach Maryland by Saturday. That means the rain could potentially affect the Bills and the Commanders, the Colts at Ravens, and the Patriots at Jets. Then I get this whole explanation for it. But the forecast says Baltimore and New York could receive 2 to 3 inches of rain. Do I not play Lamar? Tropical storm warnings have been issued from South Carolina to eastern Maryland. So you got all your games tomorrow too. So they got real issues over there. Real weather. Tropical cyclone weather stuff. So that's what you got. All right, last night you had the Niners 30, Giants 12. Everything you expected, I think, right out of last night's game. I don't think anything surprised you. I think the biggest story in the National Football League right now, coming out of yesterday, isn't that, and it's not even that Saquon who has come out and said, I do have a high ankle sprain, although that is significant that he came out and said that yesterday. It's the Trayvon Diggs injury, and the Cowboys lose their cornerback for the rest of the season. It's a big deal. Do I think it's devastating to them? Like, it's devastating to him. But as far as them being one of the best defenses in the National Football League and being a contender, I still think they are who they are. I think they are deep enough. I think they are good enough. I think that they are still in a place where they are going to be who they are. Do you disagree with that? Do they take a hit? Sure they do. But they're still that good, right?
I mean, the weather is so unpredictable. I sometimes do think they're that good. So I don't know. Tropical storms, though, they can totally change a game plan. So I don't know. There's a lot of questions. I think they are that good, though, to answer that question.
Terry, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Terry.
Good Friday, everyone. Thoughts and hugs. Austin, Addie, Jack. Extra props to Jack for sending in a text yesterday, propping up his father. I think DC stands for Dad's Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Sean McVay, he changed Herm Edwards a little bit. And Sean McVay goes, you play to cover the spread. So, heck with winning the game. Europe. Glad Europe has told the live golfers to eat rocks. I still will root for the USA, but they stood their ground. Relegation, I think there's carnies at state fairs that think this is a bigger scam than anything because, yes, some of the good teams could get up there and get money, but Hawaii, the Lobos, the odds of them crawling up there to get money, maybe, but I don't know who the two teams are going to drag in to be probably at the bottom to make it into 16, the two groups of 8. But if you're San Diego State, Boise State, Fresno State, you're probably, hey, can we do this so we don't have to pay out $30-40 million and all that? So from that end. And obviously, it's 9:30 plus, little KU update. Tomorrow's game sellout. Shockingly, 3 years ago, you would never imagine KU is an 8.5-point favorite tomorrow, hosting BYU. And yes, there's the sellout crowd. And yes, the student section will be sitting in the. But it's been going. It's fun to watch. They're fun. Yeah. Their offense is fun to watch. They run plays that are pretty tricky and all that. But we expect them to hopefully 500 a little better. But you guys have a great weekend.
See you, Terry. Yep, have a weekend. Yeah, Nevada, that was... It's the truth, man. And yet I keep doing it. Like I'm trying to make a trade right now.
You're working a trade right now?
Well, I mean, I got a few things out there.
Yeah, you always have to have a few lines out.
Well, I got a bunch of running backs I need. The most important thing at the end of the day is not NIL, not reorganized conferences, but minutes. And every coach has the same number to hand out. Coach Prime, with all his money, isn't going to be able to stockpile players. They'll continue to bail if they aren't getting on the court. Okay. I didn't ask how Lobo Athletics would survive. I asked I asked a lot of questions, but in what we're talking about here, we're talking about football supporting the majority of the entire athletic department, right? And so take your two divisions and tell me that Washington State and Oregon State funding, what you're paying coaches, what you're able to do with your facility, what you're able to do for your student athletes internally is going to be significantly different. And I don't know what the difference DC in revenue would be, right? If we have this relegation model, what the difference in the top end, the PAC league as opposed to the Mountain West. Okay, every year.
I mean, it doesn't seem possible, but that does seem like in that format, that would be the expectation, is you got to make something out of nothing. And yeah, how do you remain competitive if that's the expectation?
Yeah. This is detailing your vehicle. Inside, outside, under the hood, around the wheels, under the seats, like behind all that stuff that you don't get to. This is what the car dealerships do. When on-the-spot automotive detailing is done, your vehicle will look and it will smell and it will feel like the day you took it off the lot. It was fun to drive. It's one of your biggest investments. Protect it. Call On-the-Spot Automotive Detailing. They also are a great gift. People love this. 505-859-2859. It's area code 505-859-2859. Or online, you can book there at otsdetailing.com. That's otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs.
Pets.com.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one.
It sounds like it's a lot like a hurricane. That's what it sounds like to me. All right, let's go 505 and stage 2 cinnamon. I'm learning way more people watch the show than I ever knew. Like, I knew people listened to the show. I knew you're out in your car. I didn't realize how many people were watching, whether it's on Facebook, on our website, or on our Facebook page, the OD and the AM, on Comcast Channel 26, or on the YouTube channel for ProView Networks. I mean, I figured I could just put on my Dion shades and my hoodie and nobody would know the difference.
That is not the case.
And yesterday when I was wearing a sports coat, what a difference, huh? And people are like, oh, what's the occasion? You got a coat on. What's with the coat? You don't know what you're getting from me every day, do you?
No, but I like it.
I'm kind of all over the damn place.
It's good, man.
What's up, Dan? You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning.
Yeah, yesterday that was your cheap trick. That was your cheap trick jacket, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, dude, you look like the freaking Unabomber today. Scared the hell out of me.
I'll take that one. Diaz said when I took the hood off, he said, you look like Travolta.
Yeah, so Jeff, we can, we watch and we see you every morning. We can tell when your hair you haven't combed your hair and all of that stuff. Well, you don't have any hair.
I'll spend more time on grooming my hair. On my coiffing in the morning. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I'm using the platform one more time. Are you there, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, bud. So I still have a ton of clubs and caddy and a bunch of golf equipment I would like to donate to a youth golf club or something like that, bro. So yeah. I'm just putting it out in the airwaves. I mean, I've got 5 sets. And
I've got to text out to Noda.
Please, somebody take advantage of them, please.
Yeah, and I'll send another text out to Noda and let him know that you got that to see if his foundation. And I have not talked to Nick about it, but I know that they could probably use them for the youth golf out there. So I'm gonna get those places or get those clubs a good home for you that they'll get used.
Yeah, let's get some of the kids out there swinging clubs, man. That way we don't lose our youth, man.
Got it. You got it, man.
But yeah, you're looking crazy today, bro. Let's go Lobos and go Hawks.
See you, Dan. Have a good weekend. Seahawks get Carolina at home. That's a get right game. What do you think of Carolina? So you said that you think they get a little boost getting Andy Dalton. Do you think they look better or worse going out to Seattle, who looked really good last week, although not defensively?
maybe a little better, but I think this is about Seattle getting right. I think Geno goes out and has a good game. Andy Dalton, he's had in his career some good moments, but coming in as a backup this is not a great squad to come in on. So he's gonna look respectable, but
like who's he got to help him, right? I mean,
Exactly.
it's not like he's coming in with a Dallas team where there's a bunch of weapons, right? Miles Sanders you can't do it alone. I mean, you can keep, like Jay just said, keep convincing yourself that Miles Sanders is really good, and the bottom line is there's just nothing there. And if you said, okay, Carolina's best receiver is, and you're like, okay, who am I worried about? You're just not, right? I mean, there's just, am I worried about DJ Chark? Am I worried about Thielen? You're not. Mingo? They struggled offensively last week. Who did I watch on Monday Night play? In that dull game? I just watched
Saints?
Yeah, and the Saints are good defensively. Like, the Saints don't give up points. But I'm not sure why I'm supposed to believe that they're going to be very good.
No, you're not supposed to believe they're going to be very good because they're not going to be very good.
Yeah, and somehow you're going to take out their quarterback and you're going to, oh, yeah, we'll put the veteran backup. Well, there's a reason he's the veteran backup, right? Patriots-Jets is really interesting.
Really
and now that we're going to get Tropical Cyclone 16 paying a visit, right, does that even the playing field for the Jets? Because you figure...
If it turns into a run game, it could.
Right? I mean, you're going to tell me I got Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. They got Ramondre Stevenson and Zeke.
Both have really good defenses.
Both have good defenses. The under's the bet, right? Can I change my bet? Can I take the under on that? I don't even know what the under is, but I want to take it.
I want to say it was like 38.5 or 39. It was
Yeah,
pretty
I'll
low.
find it. But, I mean, that's kind of the bet, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with the storm brewing in. I would hop all over that one.
I got to put my glasses on. My other glass. I think it's only 36.
Oh, my goodness.
It's 36.
And who's the favorite on that?
The New England. New England's a 2.5-point favorite, and it's a 36-point over-under. Yeah, boy, it's a low number.
That's an incredibly
But
low
I mean,
number.
that's still 20-16, right? If the rain's coming in like they say it's going to come in, they're not scoring that. The under's the number, right?
Yes. The under is definitely the number.
Best game on the board for you this week. Vikings-Chargers. I mean, who'd have thought 2 0-2 teams is kind of one of the most intriguing games, but it honestly, to me, is one of the most intriguing games on the board.
I mean, preseason, we all thought these might be real contenders, certainly in playoffs, maybe even beyond. So, yeah, it's for week 3, it feels like a must-win for both teams. So
Vikings-Chargers is Sunday afternoon, like the most intriguing game on the board. I like Raiders and Steelers for whatever reason. I don't even know why I like it on Sunday night. I just kind of do. And then Bengals-Rams on Monday intrigues me a lot.
Falcons-Lions is one that I look at.
Yeah, sneaky good.
Yeah, it could be a sneaky good game. You're right about that. I think we're going to learn a lot about the Lions.
I think we're going to learn a lot about the Falcons this week.
You know, you're right. Both teams have a lot out there that they need to turn around. So I think that one is one that I'll definitely pay a lot of attention to. I think the Saints and Packers, too, could be a really interesting.
Let me tell you something. If the Falcons win this week, they're the talk of the league next week.
3-0 Falcons.
Well, they jump out to 3-0, and I mean, whatever. They beat the Panthers. They came back on the Packers. But all of a sudden, this is a legit win, right? Then they get the Jags next week. If they go on the road and beat the Lions, and everybody loves the Lions, and I think everybody should love the Lions. There's a lot to love about the Lions. They got beat by a Seahawks team who I think is pretty good. But if the Falcons go on the road and beat the Lions this week and start out 3-0, they're legit. Do you like the Saints to beat the Packers this week? Because I do.
I do. I think that Saints defense is really proving itself. And the Packers let me down last week. I thought their offense was going to be a lot more potent, and they left
They're
me with a lot
still
more
without
questions.
their best receiver. They played without Aaron Jones last week. So they were without their best running back and their best receiver and a quarterback who's essentially in his second start. Like, I'm not going to – I still think the Packers are going to be okay. And I think that Jordan Love's going to be okay. I'm not ready to just shut them down now. I would have liked to see Jordan Love look better with the game on the line. He gets the ball back with under 2 minutes to go, down by 1 through 4 incompletes. Like, I would have liked to see him more in command. But I'm going to give it a little bit of leeway on that because now, does he have good receivers? That Jaden dog it. Dubs should be good, although he didn't have a good game. The Musgrave, the tight end, should be good. When he gets Christian Watson back, and heck, I mean, his best running back was out.
Yeah, and he did not participate in practice yesterday.
Aaron Jones didn't?
Correct.
I thought he did. Didn't he participate the other day?
The other day he did. This is the most recent one, though, based on yesterday. So he did not participate on Thursday.
I need him.
Christian Watson was limited.
Is Christian Watson ever going to play?
I hope so. I mean, that would be a weapon that Love could certainly use, but
I mean, that feels like Cooper Kupp just without the certainty. I know Cooper Kupp's out, right? Every Sunday he's going. You know, you're putting him out, and you're trying to figure something out. All right, good week, man. Really, really good week. We had good content, good contributions this week, and really appreciate everybody spending time with us. This was a fun, interesting. I thought substantive week, didn't you?
I did. When weeks go fast, I know they were good, and this one went quick.
Well, great job this week.
You too.
Enjoy the weekend. Adrian, people are watching, dude. People are watching what you're doing, and they enjoy it. Great work on the TV side. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4, and then you get Isotopes in Oklahoma City. 3 more of those, so enjoy that. We're back Monday with award-winning radio at 7 a.m. Look forward to speaking with you then. Have a great, safe weekend. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great future.
Or visit